Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today I thought we would actually talk about how REITs work. Now, I also want to kind of talk a little bit about how REITs are in comparison to rental properties. But as someone who doesn't have a lot of rental properties, it's mainly just my one house right now, I thought it'd be great to bring on a friend who actually has additional rental properties that he's earning an income from. So I wanted to bring on Bryce Matheson, who also has a YouTube channel here on the platform. And I want him to kind of explain a little bit about how REITs work and then also compare them to actual rental properties and see which one might be a good option for you.
Hey Dennis, thanks so much for having me on the channel. I'm really excited to do this collab with you. So before we get into that though, quickly, I just want to introduce myself because chances are most of the viewers on your channel probably have no idea who I am. So my name is Bryce. I make videos here on YouTube as well, just like Dennis. And I talk about personal finance, all things money, but I have a particular specific interest talking about real estate investing. Because I invest so heavily in real estate, Dennis reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do a collab talking about some of the differences between stock investing and REIT dividends? And I said, absolutely, let's do it. Obviously, if you're already a subscriber to the True Financials channel, you'll know that Dennis talks a ton about dividend investing. He's got some awesome videos on his channel talking about what dividends are, how they work, and how you can make some pretty incredible returns 100% passively. Because Dennis has already talked so much about dividend investing and he knows infinitely more about the topic than I do, I'm actually going to talk a little bit heavier on the side of REIT investing and REIT dividends and how you can kind of use those to your advantage to diversify your portfolio and make some other returns outside of the stock market. First and foremost, what exactly is a REIT? Well, a REIT stands for a real estate investment trust. And those are some big fancy words. I promise you it's not as confusing as it sounds. A REIT works exactly like a stock. Just like when you purchase a stock, that means you're buying a little tiny portion of a specific company. So now if you decide to purchase a REIT, that means you're also investing in a company, but rather than the stock market, you're purchasing shares of a company that decides to invest in income producing real estate instead. That could be apartment buildings, that could be commercial real estate. I mean, you name it. REITs really are just this kind of blanket term that encompasses a lot of other individual investments. I currently live in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And because I live in Idaho, it's kind of a lower cost of living area. And so I'm able to purchase physical real estate that brings me cash flow each and every month. We've got a couple rental properties and we've also got a couple house flips in the works as well. Well, that's great and it makes us a decent amount of money. It's also a lot of work. I don't know that I believe anyone when they say that real estate is 100% passive, because if they tell you that, they're lying. It is a lot of work. At least there's a good amount of work up front before you start collecting those rent checks, and then it does get pretty, fairly passive. But for the most part, there's a substantial amount of upfront work required to get started. And let's say you're a busy person. I mean, you don't have time to collect rent checks, you don't have time to deal with tenants and repairs and maintenance, and you don't want to be unclogging toilets, you don't want to get random phone calls at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I trust me, I get it. There's a lot of work involved. So if that's you, if that's the case, you may want to look into purchasing some REITs. Or let's say, for example, that you are interested in purchasing physical real estate, but you live in a super high cost of living area like New York or California. To purchase physical real estate in these areas, just starting out, it's pretty tough because you have to have a lot of capital to be able to just even put a down payment on one of these properties. So if you're just getting started, you don't have a ton of money, then that's another reason that a REIT may be perfect for you. Adding real estate is an awesome way to diversify your portfolio, or if you already have a fairly balanced portfolio, it's just a good way to improve that diversification even further. A lot of people, I think, forget that having real estate is important to have a balanced portfolio. A lot of people purchase stocks and bonds, but they kind of forget about real estate and how it's good to have all these different types of asset classes as part of your total investment portfolio. But again, maybe it's too expensive to invest and purchase real estate where you live, or maybe you just flat out don't have an interest. You just don't want to do it, or you don't feel like you're really ready to take that jump just because you don't have the knowledge to really make sure that you don't slip up or make a mistake or analyze a deal wrong. There's a lot of risk involved. Whatever the reason is for you, a REIT is an awesome way to not have to think about it, because you purchase a REIT and you let the experts take care of it, and it's 100% completely passive. Okay, so here's another really cool thing about REITs. Like I said before, I purchase a lot of physical rental properties where I live just because real estate here isn't too expensive compared to other parts of the country. But even having said that, there are times when I have to put $50,000 to $60,000 down as a down payment just to purchase one single rental property.
All right, so real quick, if you guys are getting some value out of this content so far from Bryce, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop back into the content.
Think about that. That's one property that I've got $60,000 dumped into. That is not a very good plan as far as diversification. If, I don't know, if something happens to my property, say for some reason I can't find tenants, or maybe where I live, there's a huge employer that employs 30% of the town and it goes out of business, and now people are starting to move away and my area is not gentrifying anymore. I mean, there's a huge amount of risk that's involved because I've got this massive lump sum of money dumped into one single property. With REITs, you don't have to worry about that. They handle all of that for you. The reason is because a REIT is kind of like a bucket. It's almost like, it's very similar to mutual funds or ETFs. The REIT is just this bucket, and inside that bucket, you could have dozens, if not hundreds of other properties that are held within that bucket. So even though you purchase one REIT, your money is spread across all these different investments, and you're safe, because even if 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 of these investments fail, you've still got 90 to 100 other investments in that REIT that are doing well. And so you almost can't lose. But now, one of the coolest things about REITs, and I'm sure you were all waiting for it, is how they pay out dividends. Everybody likes to get paid, right? This is one of my favorite parts about REITs. Similar to how stock dividends work, you get a consistent, regular payout just for owning shares in a REIT. You own the REIT and they say, perfect. On a quarterly basis or a semi-annual basis or whenever they pay their dividends, you get a paycheck. But compared to stock dividends, REITs have 2 different ways that you can receive dividends. The first one is, like I just said before, you'll get a dividend for owning that REIT. But 2, you have access to capital gains dividends. So let's say you own this REIT and it comprises 100 different properties. If the REIT, the company managing the REIT, decides to sell 1 or 2 of the properties in that umbrella underneath the REIT, you get a cut of that in the form of a dividend. And the best part is you didn't have to sell your shares. You didn't have to sell your REIT. Just by owning that REIT, you gain access to those 2 different types of dividends. Okay, so let's say that I've convinced you. You want in on these super juicy returns. How do you go about buying a REIT? There are lots of different ways to do that, but one of the more popular ways to purchase REITs as of late is through a service called Fundrise. Maybe you've heard of Fundrise before, maybe you haven't, but I actually just did a full video series talking about Fundrise, talking about my experience with them, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and the returns that I've made with them over the last year using that service. If you're interested in that playlist, I'll have Dennis link to it below. Using Fundrise, you can get started with the service for as little as $500. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the service. I'm pretty impressed. I really like the dashboard. I like the interface. I like that it allows you to scroll through and see all the different projects that your money's invested in. I can see that this REIT purchased an apartment complex in Austin. This REIT just sold a renovation project in Portland. They're really good at keeping you up to date on what your money's doing and how it's working for you. And so if you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely check it out. Listen, I've only just barely scratched the surface on REITs and all the different pros and cons and how they can work for you and how it's a good thing to have in your investment portfolio. In a short video like this, it'd be really impossible to cover all the different aspects. But if you are interested in learning more, definitely check out some of the other videos that I have on my channel talking about real estate and REITs and how you can make some pretty awesome returns. Dennis, thank you so much for having me on your channel. Back to you.
So as Bryce mentioned, there is a lot to go over when it comes to reinvesting and then also even Fundrise. So I want you to check out this video right over here where you can keep on learning more from Bryce. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.